Hey guys, so today I thought we could do a faves and fails, just a good old-fashioned roundup of some products that I've been loving lately and a couple products that haven't been working out for me. I like to do these videos seasonally, and I think my last one was in May, so I feel like we're due for a new one. I've discovered a lot of new products recently that have been amazing, so I just thought it was time to give you guys an update on some products that I've been loving. So let's go ahead and start with a product that I've been using for the last couple of months. This is the LYS No Limits Cream Bronzer Stick in the shade Motivate. I feel like LYS can do no wrong. I haven't tried everything from them, of course. In fact, I've only tried 3 products from them, but the 3 products that I've tried from them I all love. This, the cream blush, and the foundation are all fantastic. I would eventually like to try more from the brand as well, but this is their cream bronzer stick. They launched this earlier this summer, and it has a really cool, like most of their products, it has a triangular shape, and I actually really like that the stick itself is in the shape of a triangle. I just find it really satisfying to apply. I feel like I can get a nice thin line if I want to, or I can lay it completely flat and get a thicker line. The best thing about this for me is that I can draw it directly onto my face and then blend it out with a brush, and it doesn't look patchy, it doesn't lift up my foundation, it doesn't stick in the spot where I drew it. And that's kind of the most important thing that I look for in a stick product, because I feel like that's the whole point of a product being in a stick format, is that you should be able to just draw it right onto your face and not have to go in there with a brush, because then, you know, what's the point of it being in a stick? And I actually find the formula of this really similar to the Oma Beauty Contour and Highlight Stick. Now, of course, one is a bronzer and one is a contour, so their undertones are quite different, but as far as just the way they feel going on your skin, they both kind of just glide on there really nicely and blend out super easily. And this bronzer does also kind of set into place into like a satin finish, so if you don't like for your cream products to stay really tacky, this will be a good one to check out. So yeah, this is the LYS bronzer in Motivate. That's the Oma Contour Stick in White Pearl, so you can kind of see the difference there. But this one, it's definitely a warm tone, but it doesn't pull too orange or anything. It's kind of like a nice, almost like warm caramely bronzer shade, and I really, really like it. Very easy to work with, and I think they did a great job with it. So another kind of more general makeup thing that I've been into lately is red blush. I just think red blush is so underrated and so flattering, and I have 2 favorites today. One is one that I've already been talking about a ton. This is the Kokie Soft Gradient Blush in Bellissima. Beautiful red blush. I really like that you get kind of 2 colors in one, so you can kind of stick to either side or mix them together depending on how much of that red you want in there. And it's a very pigmented color, so I really like that there's a lighter shade in there that I can kind of mix in to keep it not looking like clown makeup on me. But I love the undertone of this. It's such a beautiful, just summer, like warm, radiant color. I just think it looks so pretty. So then another red blush that I've been really into lately is from Minori, and this is their cream blush in the shade Scarlet. Look at that beautiful color. I've been wearing this so much recently. It's a little bit more of a coral red than the Kokie one, but kind of similar. They are definitely similar. But this formula is really nice. It's definitely one of the easiest to work with cream blushes that I've ever experienced. To compare it to another favorite, the Milani Cheek Kiss Cream Blush, this one is even a little bit thinner. It's kind of like a very thin consistency, sheer but very buildable as well. So you can build it up to be pretty intense if you want to, but it's not going to go on too strong right away. And my favorite way to apply it has actually just been to dip my sponge in there. This is the Base Blue Cosmetics Snowflake Sponge. I've been working through this set of like 6 of these that I've had for like the past year. Really like these sponges. I just kind of dip it in there and then pat it on my cheeks. And it's just a very flexible formula. You know, you can kind of customize it to your desired intensity. And while this doesn't dry down to like a powder finish or anything, it does just kind of sink into your skin. It doesn't stay like really tacky either. So I just think it's a really elegant formula. And I'm also just really into Minori right now. They're like a minimalist makeup brand. They only have 3 products in their line right now. They're also a pretty new brand. But I also have their cream highlighter in Champagne, which I'm also wearing today. Really nice cream highlighter as well, and the lip gloss in Cozy. I'm not wearing this today, but this is a really interesting gloss, kind of like the cream blush. It's thinner than your average lip gloss, but it also still somehow has really good staying power. Like I feel like the shine like stays on my lips a little bit longer than other lip glosses, even though it's not a super thick loopy formula. And the shade Cozy is kind of like a taupey rose gold color, really pretty and just kind of unique. It is definitely on the sheer side, so that's what that color looks like there. And I really like this doe foot applicator that it comes with as well. It's kind of like a flat slanted doe foot, different from like your standard doe foot applicator. So if I had to pick just one of these products to recommend, it would be the cream blush, because this has definitely been my most used product of the three, but they're all really, really nice. And I love a brand that doesn't try to convince everyone that you need to buy everything or to have a ton of products to get like a really beautiful look. And I'm just all about their whole philosophy. A skincare favorite that I've been loving, I mentioned this in my empties video the other day as well, or that was yesterday, wasn't it? But this is the Good Molecules Instant Cleansing Balm. I feel like I've been searching for this product for so long, and I'm so glad to have finally found it. So really what I've been looking for is a cleansing balm that comes in recyclable aluminum packaging, just because cleansing balm is one of those things I go through pretty regularly, and if I can find something a little bit more sustainable, I would like to use that instead. So this just comes in a metal tin, and it does come with a little spatula as well, which is really handy. But I love this. I have nothing bad to say about it. It does its job beautifully. A little bit goes a long way. It does come with a little spatula, so I just take a little scoop, rub it all over my face, over my eyes. It doesn't irritate or burn my eyes. It doesn't really like make my eyes cloudy or anything. It rinses away with water, which is the #1 most important thing for me with the cleansing balm. I want it to rinse off so that then my second cleanser can cleanse my skin and not have to also clean off cleansing balm and makeup. So it does a great job. It doesn't really have an offensive smell. I think it might have like the slightest scent to it. No, actually no, I don't think there's a scent. I would have to look at the ingredients to see if it has like any fragrance, but I think this is just going to be my new go-to cleansing balm. Very, very happy that I finally tried this. Thank you to those of you who recommended this to me. A lot of you guys were telling me to try this, and I'm so glad that I did because it's amazing. Okay, another new product I've been loving. This is what I'm wearing on my lips today. It's a new product from Aether, one of my favorite makeup brands. This is their new Desert Rose Lip and, oh my god, I cannot keep the name straight. I've read it like 3 times. Desert Rose Lip and Cheek Oil Stain. So it's a lip stain in the form of kind of like a glossy oil that you can also use on your cheeks. Always love a dual purpose product. So the one I have on today is the shade Wisdom. This is like the first lip stain I've tried that I really like. I've only tried like 3 now, I think, but so far this is the best one I've tried. So it goes on, they call it an oil stain. It doesn't feel like a super thin oil. To me, it feels like an oil gel, which I think that's the best type of kind of like lip oil formula, is one that has a little bit of thickness to it. So this is the shade Wisdom, and this is the one I have on my lips today, kind of a reddish pink. And then I also have the shade Influence, which is more of a hot pink. So there's Influence, there's Wisdom, and you can see they are very kind of glossy and shiny when you first apply them. They are kind of a translucent formula, and they do leave behind a stain on the lips. So right now, I've been wearing this one for probably about half an hour. I've been talking, drinking water. So the shine and the glossiness has kind of worn away, but there is still a really nice stain left behind on my lips. And that will stick around for several hours, even through eating. It will fade a little bit, but the color will still be there and it'll still be really even for hours. And it also does wear really well as a blush. The staying power is great because it is a lip stain. So what they say to do is just to apply it to your lips and then kind of like kiss your fingers and then tap it out on your cheeks, which I've done that, but sometimes like today I'm only wearing it on my lips because I wanted to wear a different blush. So I've also just like taken the doe foot and dotted it directly onto my cheek, or put it on my hand and then tapped it on with a finger. But overall, for both the lips and the cheeks, it's just a very easy formula to work with. I was a little intimidated by the combination of the words oil and stain because I immediately thought that might turn out to be kind of messy or just like tricky to work with. Like you might have to work quickly, but you really don't with these because they are kind of like a translucent gel sort of texture. You have time to kind of work with them, move them around, add more. They're buildable, so they're not going to go on like too pigmented right away, and I love the look of having the same color on my lips and my cheeks. When I had really bad eczema on my eyelids, which we'll talk about that in a second because I have another favorite that pertains to that, but I had super dry eyelids for a couple of weeks there when we first moved here, and I just took a break from wearing all eye makeup for like a week straight, and I was really just focusing on like a very base focused look with just a nice foundation, blush, highlight, lip product, brows, and that was it. And during that time I loved wearing either of these on like both the lips and cheeks. So anyway, if you've been looking for a good lip stain, I love these. I mean, of course you could use any lip stain on your cheeks too, but the fact that these are specifically meant for both, and it's super easy to use for both purposes, I think it's great. So highly recommend. I think my favorite of the two shades is the one I have on today, Wisdom. My only complaint is Wisdom, which is the shade I have now. I do think this is my favorite of the two shades. I like them both, but this one, it looks more red in the tube, but then once it's on my lips, it turns more pink. So I do just kind of wish it were more true to the color that you see here, but I still really like the color that it ends up anyway, so it ends up working out fine for me, I guess. But yeah, really loving this formula, and I just had to give that a little shout out. So a lip product I've not been loving, and I wanted to mention this because I just feel like this annoys me. Okay, so this is the Kopari Tripeptide Lip Cloud. It's like just a peptide lip balm, lip oil. It actually has the exact same applicator as the Aether. They must just have like the same supplier, but they're both the exact same bulbous, fuzzy applicator with a little like dip in the middle, which is kind of cool. I like the dip kind of holds the product. I do like the applicator, but I don't like the product itself. It's just very thin, and I just feel like it does nothing for my lips. It doesn't really hydrate them. It doesn't stay on there for very long either. And it has a very minty scent, which I don't mind a minty scent, but I do feel like minty lip balms in general just don't hydrate my lips. They tend to actually kind of dry them out more than they help them. But the main reason I wanted to talk about this is because Kopari already makes an amazing lip balm, their Lip Glossy. It comes in a couple different like tinted shades. I actually have two here right now. I have Sunset Kiss and Birthday Suit, which they're basically clear. I would probably just repurchase the clear version in the future as just like a clear lip balm for nighttime, but the tinted ones are also nice. But these are only $13, and this new Lip Cloud is $24, so double the price of their already amazing lip glossies. To me, this is similar to when Paula's Choice came out with their lip booster and was charged like $30 for it when they already make an amazing like potted lip balm, the Lip and Body Treatment Balm, that's only like 15 bucks. So they come out with something that's double the price with... Does this have less product in it too? Oh my gosh, it does. This Lip Cloud has half of the product as the Lip Glossy, by the way, too. So double the price, half the product, and it's just nowhere near as good. So just skip the Lip Cloud and get the Lip Glossy if you're gonna get one or the other. The Lip Glossy just has more thickness to it. It actually sticks around on your lips. I can wear these at night, wake up in the morning, and they're still on my lips, and my lips feel hydrated. It kind of takes away any like chappedness. So yeah, I've kind of just been using this like as I'm getting ready. If I want to put something on my lips, I'll put this on, but I don't feel like it does anything. All right, here's a makeup product that I normally wouldn't put in a favorites video so soon, because I think I've only used it like 3 or 4 times now, but I already know it's a favorite. I already know. This is a new mascara from Milani. It's their highly rated anti-gravity mascara. A lot of people have been talking about this lately for good reason, because this is the best drugstore mascara I think I've tried in a long time. So this has my favorite type of wand, which is like a spiky rubber bristle wand, which I do tend to prefer. It does have like an hourglass shape. I don't think I've ever tried a rubber bristle wand that was in this sort of hourglass shape, but I really, really like it. So this is what I have on today, and I mean, you can just see for yourself, like my lashes look how I want them to look. They are long. I only used 1 coat of this on the top and bottom lashes today. I could have built it up with another coat if I wanted them looking even more dramatic, but I am happy with the way they look now. I really like for my mascaras to just be very lengthening and volumizing, and I feel like the biggest test for me is if my lashes, when I have my eyes open, if they touch my eyebrows, that's when I know it's a good lengthening mascara. and this one does that for me. So this not only gives me the lash look that I love, but also the best part is I have not had any smudging or flaking or transferring with this whatsoever, even when I wear it on the bottom lashes. And for the past year, I have had such bad luck with almost every mascara I've tried smudging on me, except for like Urban Decay Lash Freak and CoverGirl Lash Blast. Those are the only two I think over the past year that haven't smudged on me. So I was really crossing my fingers that this wouldn't be a smudger, and it is not. And we've had some really hot days. I do walk a lot, I walk outside, I sweat, and it's not waterproof. I don't usually go for waterproof mascaras just because I want to be able to remove them without ripping my eyelashes out. And this one, it stays on, but it's also relatively easy to remove. So at least with the Good Molecules Cleansing Balm. That's the only one I've tried it with so far. But loving this, definitely worth the hype. Very glad I decided to pick it up. Okay, so let's talk about my eczema again, because I'm sure you're all on the edge of your seats to know about how I got rid of my eyelid eczema. So when we first moved to Seattle, my eyelids just got really dry, and I think part of it was just that the air here is drier in the summer than in the south where it's very humid. So I think my skin was just not used to the weather yet. Not only was it dry, but it was itchy, and the skin was kind of like, it had that kind of leathery feeling to it. So I'm not positive that it was eczema, but that's just what I decided it probably was. So I ended up getting from Ulta the Eczema Honey Soothing Facial Cream. I wanted to get the eye cream that they make, but Ulta didn't have it, so I figured the facial cream would work too. And this completely cleared out my eyelids, so I would say that it worked. It did its job. I had been trying to use just my regular moisturizer, which at the time was the Paula's Choice Hydrating Treatment Mask on my eyelids, but that just wasn't working. It wasn't getting rid of the dryness, and I think I figured out the reason why, on top of the fact that it's just not meant for eczema. I was reading on the eczema, I think it's like the Eczema Foundation website, that olive oil specifically as an ingredient in moisturizers is not good for eczema. It can actually worsen it, and I noticed that Paula's Choice Hydrating Treatment Mask does have olive oil in it. So yeah, just a little thing I learned there. So this doesn't have olive oil in it, obviously. It just feels like a lightweight moisturizer. I will just literally tap my finger in there, tap it on my eyelid, and that's it. So a little goes a very long way when you're just using this on your eyelids. I think this is probably going to last me forever. I won't, well, I wouldn't need to put this on my face anyway because I don't really have it on the rest of my face, but it does contain coconut oil, which does usually break out my face skin, but I haven't had any issues with it on just my eyelids. So this was a lifesaver, seriously. Thank goodness, because I really missed wearing eyeshadow. Although I was also having fun just playing around with an eye makeup free look, I did miss playing around with eyeshadows. So definitely recommend that for sure if you are battling any sort of eczema or dry, itchy skin. Okay, so my only other fail this time is unfortunately from Garnier. So these are one of their shampoos and conditioners. I've liked almost every shampoo and conditioner that I've tried from Garnier in the Whole Blends line, but recently I decided to try their Pure Clean shampoo and conditioner, and I just have to say I don't feel like this does any favors for my hair at all, so I probably wouldn't recommend it. I have, what is this called? The Pure Clean Purifying Shampoo and the Pure Clean Fortifying Conditioner. I do think this is meant to be kind of like a clarifying shampoo, so I only use it like maybe once a week. And maybe it does help with, you know, removing buildup, clarifying, but I just feel like my hair never looks or feels as soft or healthy when I use either of these. Either one or the other or both together. I just don't feel like either one is doing any favors for my hair. And Nathan has also been using these and he agrees that he doesn't like them. So he and I typically have like pretty similar opinions on the shampoos and conditioners that we use. Even though we have different hair types, we both tend to like the same things and neither of us like these. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. But I would recommend their Whole Blends line. I really like, my two favorites are the Oat Delicacy and the Honey Treasures. Alright, so that is an affordable hair care fail, but I do have an affordable hair care favorite to share. So we'll end on this one. So I needed a new curling iron when we got here because I had gotten rid of my old one. I didn't take it with me, and I decided to just repurchase another one from Conair. So this is the Conair Instant Heat 1-inch curling iron, just a very basic curling iron. Before this, I had the 3/4 inch version of this, but I'm really liking the 1-inch version. It's just, of course, a little bit wider than the 3/4 inch. and I've really just been liking kind of the looser curl that this gives my hair. I just like kind of like a more relaxed curl these days. My curl is not really holding very well because I need a hairspray. I still need to buy one, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, I mean, my hair holds a curl pretty well even without hairspray. You can turn this to adjust the heat settings, and I've just been keeping it on like 11 because I do have fine hair. And then I think if you have like more fine hair, you're supposed to keep it on one of the lower settings, and then of course like the thicker and coarser your hair is, you can go up to 25. And then they also have a turbo heat setting, which I haven't used because I don't feel like I need that, but it is there. So, but the best part is this is only $12, which is just amazing. You know, I know everybody's talking about the Dyson Airwrap, and I'm sure it's great and it's completely different from this, but if you just want a basic curling iron that just gets the job done and you don't want to spend a lot of money, Conair is the way to go. I've used their curling irons for years. I mean, you know, putting heat on your hair just isn't great for your hair anyway, so you want to try to minimize that as much as possible and just use as low a setting as possible, but I love their tools. I think they do a great job and they're affordable, and they also have lasted me a long time. Like that 3/4 inch curling iron that I had for, I don't even know how long, probably 5 to 10 years, and it was still going strong. I ended up just giving it to a friend. Highly recommend the Conair Instant Heat curling irons. But that's just a little roundup of the products that I've been loving recently, and then a couple things that just didn't work out for me. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Also, if you want to go above and beyond in supporting me, feel free to check out the Patreon, where I upload an exclusive bonus video each month. And otherwise, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you again very soon in my next video. Bye!